Week 3 in the books, episode 24 here for What's a Check Down. I am Chandler. He is David. This is What's a Check Down with Chandler and David. David, number 24 is go.
I've got Eli Apple. I've got Nnamdi Asomugha. I've got Champ Bailey, and that's all I have.
All right, you did your research this week. You came prepared.
I did my research this week.
It.
You're not going to catch me off guard anymore.
Darrell Revis is one of them, and then Marshawn Lynch was another one, too. There was another person that just changed his number, I believe, as well. That was a number 24. Let me make sure.
I forgot Beast Mode. I don't know.
Ike Taylor was one of them. I could be wrong, but yeah, there's some 24s. I actually had a hard time finding 24s. I had to use the internet. So Charles Woodson apparently was another one. So 24 is not a common number. How was week 3 for you?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay. We'll get into that. Week 3 was great for me.
I know it was.
I'm wearing the AFC Player of the Week jersey today. Hey, yeah, look at us go.
Yeah. Shut up. I hope you guys lose to the Eagles.
That's fair. I honestly, if we even keep it close, I'm happy with it. To be honest, looking at this season so far, I tried to avoid talking about the Jaguars because I don't either want to say something to jinx me or something that I just don't want to go too far. I'm very similar in the same way as you. I'm obviously exceeding expectations. The Giants are also exceeding expectations, so don't get too down on yourself.
Not my expectations. I expect Super Bowls every year.
Well, then you should definitely go back to 2011 and just stay there. But really, the Giants have played pretty well. I will give them that. They have played fairly well. They kind of shot themselves in the foot all game. Do you want to actually get into that? Do you just want to because there's a few things that we do. We have that guy of this week. Do you want to jump right into all of that going straight here?
Giants or our
just our segments straight into it.
Okay, let's just get straight into it.
All right, so who's that guy for week 3 for you?
For week 3, that guy of the week is Lamar Jackson. Let me just get into this real quick. Oh, Lamar can't throw, huh? 3 touchdowns. Oh, sorry, 4 touchdowns. Oh, he's just a runner. 100 yards. That's okay. That's all right. 1 touchdown. 5 touchdowns. 110.3 QB rating. 63% completion rating. Tell me he's not that guy. He's literally that guy, and it's not even close.
That guy, Lamar Jackson, might have another MVP season this year.
I honestly already hit the bet. I already made the bet, so
that's fair.
I'm okay with that.
I agree with you. That guy definitely was Lamar Jackson. He's playing great. He's playing phenomenally. I knew they were going to go into against New England. And I didn't think it was going to be close. I agree with it. They played well. They did great. And I'm still mad that they lost to Miami because they should have lost that game. That game truly overshadows how great Lamar was because they couldn't.
They should be 3-0.
They should be. Absolutely. And this week they're playing Buffalo and they're an underdog because they're not 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's okay though. That's okay. I'm all right with that.
Yeah. They need to be underdogs. I think that with them being underdogs scares people.
To be honest, I'm a little bit it's a little early to give them credit or give the coaching staff credit, but the way that they've been running the offense and the way that they've been able to move the ball is absolutely amazing. And Lamar is playing unreal right now.
100% agree.
Unreal.
He has to too, because really, who does he have? It's not like the players on the Ravens offense scare you. I know Rashad Bateman's having a decent season. I know that Mark Andrews is always going to be Mark Andrews, right, no matter what. But it's nothing like their offense is scary. It's literally Lamar Jackson running past people, but also making dimes and throws all across the field. So definitely worthy of that guy of week 3 for you. I completely agree with you.
Absolutely. Do you have a different guy?
For that guy, other than honestly Trevor Lawrence, I could go with the entire Jacksonville Jaguars. If we how we talked about when you said with the entire Miami Dolphins last week, the entire Jacksonville Jaguars team, this was a team win, which was crazy to go into SoFi Stadium and absolutely curb stomp, have the most the biggest win of the week. Did not expect it. But Devin Lloyd, our rookie linebacker, Before the season start, I put my bet in for defensive rookie of the year. He just won rookie of the month, defensive rookie of the month. So 2 interceptions, 6 pass deflections, and 24 tackles at this point in the season for a rookie linebacker.
Damn,
So
8 tackles a game. That's pretty freaking good.
for a rookie line, but 6 pass deflections, like they have him actually covering people like tight ends, and like that's crazy to me. So Devin Lloyd, that guy of week 3 for me, phenomenal game.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
sir.
I will get up to the Jaguars now.
Wait. Before we go over that, before we go away from that, just a real quick side note. Doug Peterson, great hire. That's what good coaching does for you.
Crazy.
You go from losing the games that you're not supposed to lose to winning the games that you're not supposed to win.
Absolutely.
That's just how simple it is. Having a good coach does that for you. So
people are changing the
Doug
narrative
Peterson.
on Trevor Lawrence now. People are like out here saying Trevor Lawrence is great. James Robinson by far like a top 10 running back in the NFL. I'm sorry. Like showing it. Like offensive line, we only have 2 sacks this year. Our center is a rookie. Like, I'm not trying to like be like, oh my god, but like, come on, that's like pretty crazy. The Colts,
Hey, you
like,
have to be happy.
like truly. But I mean, I am ecstatic. I'm okay with our season so far. It actually upsets me now that we lost to the Commanders. It's one of those games where you look at the time like, oh yeah, we lost. It's okay. I'm a Jaguars fan. I'm used to it. And I go back like we could be 3-0 and absolutely running away with this division.
Could have been. Yeah. Hey, you know what? You know how I feel about that. So,
Yeah. Anyways, so going into the next part of it is who's that what are you doing player of week 3, David?
So mine's not a player. Mine is a head coach.
Okay.
Sean McDermott. What are you doing? Why? If you've got a minute left, you're on the 2-yard line. We go shotgun, 2nd and 2, shotgun, 3rd and 2, shotgun, 4th and 2. You have Josh Allen, probably the best running, or besides Lamar, the best running quarterback.
Short yardage. If we're running I'm Josh Allen over Lamar.
So again, you have Josh Allen, you have Zach Moss, you have Devin Singletary, you have Cook, you have all these weapons, and you decide to throw the ball 3 times with 2 yards to gain. I know it's the NFL, and I know that like it is a tough game and it's hard to make decisions, but those to me are decisions that are very easy. And sometimes coaches just try to outcoach themselves, and I think, or try to coach to just look smarter than they are. And I think he outsmarted himself in this case, because the simple option would have been brute force. Just try and get into the end zone. You have a good O-line. You have a decent running game. You have arguably the best short yardage quarterback in the NFL. And you decide to go shotgun 3 times in a row.
Yep.
Even if you ran out of shotgun at that point, it would have been better than any of the options that they had. They threw the ball 3 times. They got stopped on the 2nd or on the 2-yard line. And that was the game. That was pretty much the game right there. Even if they got the ball back, they were not going to do anything.
I agree.
So for me, what are you doing?
I agree.
What are you doing?
I agree. To kind of go to that one, why don't you run it there? And I kind of alluded to this when we were talking about Kansas City, is that the Bills, actually we'll dive deeper in that because we're going to be talking about them anyway. So I'll wait till that. The what are you doing player of the week for me? I do have one player, and I do also have a coach. I'll start with my player, Evan Neal.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to go there.
I'm sorry. I'll be quick, but Evan Neal, block someone. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's your own teammate. Block someone.
Oh, I could. Yeah, just my mind's working. Just I can let you continue.
And my coach is Brian Daboll before the first half ended.
Yeah, call timeout.
Call a timeout. Why is Peyton Manning calling a
Call two
timeout for
timeouts.
you?
Call three.
You have
Call
all
all three.
three.
You don't
You did
need
a
them.
great job of managing this entire half to have all three of your timeouts with 2 minutes remaining. And you don't call a single one. You don't push the envelope. You could have gone in either winning. Like you didn't do it right. And Brian Daboll, that is a game where you need to look back and look at your coaching because your team, Daniel Jones played his life. Like Daniel Jones, if they won that game, could have been that guy because he was that guy, but his team
He
let
was.
him
He
down.
really was.
His
He
team
was
let him
under
down.
pressure the whole time.
Yep.
And he was standing in there and letting the ball go. And he was throwing, making good choices. And I'm not even gonna touch on it, but we need to get rid of Kenny Galladay.
Yep.
That's all I need to say. We need to get rid of him.
Absolutely.
I don't care anymore. Just get rid of him.
It's dead money. Dead money doesn't mean anything.
Dead money. Literally, he does not produce, and he needs to be gone. What are you doing? Catch the freaking ball. It's in your hand. It's in your hand. And you complain about not getting enough playing time. And then you get playing time, and then you do that. That's why coaches don't give you playing time.
Yep.
It's literally that simple. If you play well, you will get more playing time. If you don't play well, it doesn't matter who you are. And that's kind of what I like about Brian Daboll is the fact that it doesn't matter who the fuck you are. If you don't play well, and if you don't produce, and if you continue to not produce, it means nothing that you were that guy on the Lions or wherever you came from.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come here and you shit the bed, and then you say, "Oh well, I don't play."
I agree.
Well, you kind of prove why you don't play. It's that simple.
Yep, I agree. Who would have thought Marvin Jones would have come out of the better of those two coming out of Detroit? Marvin Jones had a game this past week, and
just
yeah.
Just shut up. Okay?
All right, so before, don't worry. Before we get even into the games of the week, I kind of have a question game for you because Daniel Jones did have a great week. I don't know how you really feel about Daniel Jones, so I just want to do the Daniel Jones or with all the quarterbacks that you have. All right,
who I would want?
Who would you want over each other? Yep. So Daniel Jones or Davis Mills.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones or Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, easily.
Daniel Jones or Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
Really? Yeah. I think right now I'd choose Daniel Jones after he showed, like, if you put him on the same team, Daniel Jones, I mean, he kind of showed, like, he played his heart out. He can't control everything.
Justin Fields is a better athlete, and I think his throwing upside is a little bit better than Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Daniel Jones is in his, like, third year? He's got a little bit, or fourth year. He's got a little bit more under his belt than Justin Fields does, and Justin Fields is going to be that guy. So
I agree. For me, that's fair. Daniel Jones or Baker Mayfield?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones or Jimmy Garoppolo?
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones or Tua Tagovailoa?
Tua.
Daniel Jones or Zach Wilson?
Daniel Jones. We haven't even seen Zach Wilson.
I'm just even like, I know when he comes back. I don't know. He's out this week too, but Daniel Jones or Matt Ryan?
Daniel Jones, easily.
Really? That's sad. Yeah. That shows a lot about Matt Ryan.
Yeah, to be fair, Matt Ryan, great win this week. It wasn't really because Matt Ryan kind of willed it in. I think the Chiefs lost that game. They gave that game up. But we'll talk about that coming up soon.
Daniel Jones or Russell Wilson?
Daniel Jones.
Russell Wilson is dead.
Yeah, dead to me.
Yeah. Pay the punter. Daniel Jones or Derek Carr?
Derek Carr.
All right. That's the ones I had. I thought there was like a little list of people. I think those are the comparable players, quarterbacks in the NFL. I just wanted to see where you go. Daniel Jones or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk.
Unless it's actually, wait, okay, hold on. Can we actually talk about this stat really quick? Did you know Daniel Jones is 0-9 in primetime games?
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Can you tell me why Daniel Jones has played in 9 primetime games?
Can you tell me why the Ravens and the Bills are playing at 11?
I'm just saying, like,
and the Cowboys with Cooper Rush and Daniel Jones got the primetime game.
I literally said that, and you're like, well, I mean, it's a rivalry,
not that I look back on it and I realize what game is at 11 this week. There's that game, and then I think there's another game that's just absurd to be at 11.
Let's see. I know Monday Night Football or Sunday Night Football this week is a good one. That's going to be the
Bucks
the
and
Chiefs, and it's actually they're going to play it in Tampa. They decide to actually play it in Tampa. Patriots and Rams and 49ers are the Monday night game.
yeah, but
Tonight
wait,
is the Bengals and Dolphins.
oh yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. I think we'll touch on that before we go.
Nothing crazy. Bills Ravens is really the main one. Jaguars Eagles
Yeah, Jaguars Eagles. That was the
game of
other
the
one.
week.
I mean, to be fair, who saw the Eagles being this good, or the
The
Jaguars or the
Jaguars, yeah,
Eagles being this good, so early in the season?
I
Like
agree with that.
yeah. So I get that one, but the Bills and the Ravens, I don't understand. Could have
Yep,
traded the Cowboys game and the Giants game, and it would have been much better.
I agree.
Anyways,
Yeah, that's
let's
fair.
move on.
I just can't believe that Daniel Jones is 0-9. I didn't know Daniel Jones had an opportunity to be in 9 primetime games.
9 primetime games.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been playing very well, but that is too many games for Daniel Jones to be in prime time.
Yep. So going now on to our recap of the main games of week 3. We went with 3 of them. Chiefs losing to the Colts, the Bills losing to the Dolphins, and the Jaguars demolishing the Chargers. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with your Jaguars. You're
Okay.
kind of on a roll with them. We'll just keep going with that.
All right. Honestly, it was a team win. And that's what we talk about in the NFL is more importantly is like, yeah, you can have Lamar Jackson win a game for you, but how many games you're going to have where your team wins the game for you? Like there was no point in this game where we were stressed. Like I go back and watch it. I mean, 3 and out for the Chargers, and then they do the Herbert turnover, and people are going to say Herbert was injured. This team was injured. Listen, Herbert being injured is still a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. I don't care what anyone says. He had a dime to Guyton down the field, 50 yards while running to the side. Still an actual missile. So for me, the Jaguars for what they did, absolutely dominant. I mean, just every aspect of the game. Put some respect on James Robinson's name. Stop saying that like Travis Etienne's gonna walk in here and just take the starting job. James Robinson is that starting running back.
Top 10.
Like easy.
Yeah.
And then who would have thought Zay Jones would come out and be as good as he is? Like
I didn't. I definitely didn't.
And Christian Kirk seems like that money's worth it as well.
Yeah, I would take both those guys over the receivers that we currently have. So yeah.
And hey, listen, this is what I said when we came out. Like people don't realize like this team is a top 2 in every single, like I said this and someone on a different podcast and I was absolutely crazy. I said that they had either the best or the second best actual team in the AFC South. Like every part of their team was great. So like the quarterback room, the running back room, the offensive line, the wide receivers were 1 or 2 in that AFC South, and people didn't believe me. I mean, hey, listen.
Hey, one sec. Just so you know, you did beat that guy's team. You guys did just beat that guy's team. So that's just all I gotta say about that.
I'm not throwing shots. I'm just saying like
no shots. Obviously, no shots. Like I just think it's funny.
But
you know?
I watched this team a lot. This defense is going to be a top 5 defense in the NFL, and they've shown that they're a top 5 defense in the NFL right now, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
And
yeah, just my quick just a quick thing again with Doug Peterson. Having Doug Peterson, this is where you see how having good time management worked into your
preparation
scheme and into your preparation. That's how you see it coming through. Is that they prepared to keep Justin Herbert off the field. They were able to do that. And so you guys didn't need to be stressed because you were calling plays that were tailored towards keeping Herbert off the field. That way Herbert can't heat up, even if he gets in the fourth quarter and they get a little bit more possessions. He doesn't have a chance to heat up and kind of build that momentum. And you guys killed the momentum from the start. And that's how you win games, with good coaching, good team play, and special players, which you guys have. So to me, the Jaguars Eagles game could be pretty interesting.
I think so too. One last thing I'll say, going off your thing with Peterson, is that we see a new Peterson this year that we didn't see with the Eagles. We see a Peterson that's aggressive but understanding his team. So there were 2 times where we were in the red zone and it was like 4th and 2 and 4th and 3, and instead of going for it, he actually kicked the field goal. He went for the points, which is really weird now to see in the NFL. You in the NFL, especially against the Chargers or the Chiefs, those high scoring offenses, you'll go, "Oh no, we need to push the envelope." You say, "Well, no. Right now, let's take the field goal and we go from there." And then on top of that, the 4th and 1 run by James Robinson, no one expected that whatsoever. And
Yeah.
so that was crazy. We'll be right back though, and when we do come back, we will talk about the Chiefs and the Indianapolis Colts and what was going on with that game. So we'll be right back. And we are back, and Chiefs, the Colts. So who won this game or who lost this game? And I think you understand by that question.
Yeah, as I alluded to earlier, the Chiefs lost this game, and they lost it in the second quarter, I would say. At the end of the game, or at the end of the quarter, when they don't go for a score, they don't try anything. They kind of let the score run down, or they let the clock run down. That was a mistake to me. And I know that Mahomes was
Mr.
advocating for that.
Mahomes.
Mr. Mahomes was advocating for that to go for it, and Eric Bieniemy just didn't. And to me, that just kind of was where things start to unravel, and then the Colts gained a little bit of momentum, and from there on, it was just kind of a spiral. And yeah, like I sometimes you beat yourself. It's really just that simple. Sometimes you beat yourself. I'm not really worried about the Chiefs. I think they're still. I mean, they were bound to lose one game that they weren't supposed to lose. This was that, and I'm not worried about them. I think they will beat the Bucks this week, but for me, I just feel like it has to be touched on that they did lose that game, and the Colts didn't win that game. Sorry, Colts fans, you guys didn't win that game.
That's the way I feel. I believe that this game changed instantly when you get a 3 and out on defense and Sky Moore muffs a punt. Like, how demoralizing is that? You stop the team, you're like, oh yeah, feeling good, we're gonna get the ball in the second half, and they give up the ball on the 4-yard line. That's hard as a defense to like get behind. And then yeah, they're just missing the field goal. Just they weren't clean.
No.
They really messed with everything this entire game. They weren't catching the football. They can't catch a punt. Like, you let the Colts stick around, and the Colts went on one drive and won the game. And that's just how sometimes it goes. But the Chiefs they lost this game. Like you said, there was no winning of this game. Where they said that like there was that fake field goal, I don't think that was a fake field goal. I think that they knew they were gonna get blocked if they kicked it. And maybe I'm wrong, but like even like running a fake field goal, if you do at that point, if you're running that like at a 4th and 10, that doesn't make any sense in the NFL.
Yeah.
But
They also did miss a field goal.
They did.
And I think
He's
think
fired.
they are very.
He's fired.
I mean, yeah, but Buckers I think is back this week, so
yeah, but
it does make sense to me personally.
Yeah. So luckily, Matt Amendola is not there anymore.
Unlucky for Matt Amendola, but luckily for the Chiefs fans.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You have one job in the NFL. I know people talk about because I mean Justin Tucker's doing great. Everyone should be on Justin Tucker's level and Evan McPherson's level. But I agree with you. The Chiefs really just shot themselves in the foot. Patrick Mahomes, I feel like now that Patrick Mahomes he's at a different level now than he even was 2-3 years ago. We knew his talent, but now he's starting to get like on this pedestal of which he can't be touched, and he can call the shots like Tom Brady wanted to in New England. How Tom Brady's calling his shots in Tampa Bay, I feel like that's the level that you give Patrick Mahomes now. And if Patrick Mahomes wants to push the envelope and try to score before the second quarter is over, you let him do that, because what do you have to lose?
Yeah.
So
honestly though, what do you have to lose? Like, tell him to protect the ball and try and go for it. Because at that point, like, Yeah, what do you have to lose?
And then what
Nothing.
happens is if the Colts score there, say you turn it over and the Colts score, then you know you're going to have to push the envelope in the second half either way. But
Yeah, you
now
kind
you're
of know what
saying
tone you can
stagnant.
set.
Yeah, you're playing stagnant, and then you get to the point where you're going to be playing more stagnant when you come back out of the second half. So to me, it was just maybe like they said, maybe this is the reason why Eric Bieniemy isn't a head coach somewhere because of decisions like this.
Yeah,
And
just
I
poor
know
decision making,
apparently
I guess.
I forgot who came out and said it, but all he does is argue with players all the time and really pumps his chest. So maybe that's what we're starting to see, and maybe we're going to see a change in Kansas City soon. Is it
I
Matt
mean,
Rule?
to
Is
be
it?
fair, almost every single NFL coach probably does the exact same thing. So
That's fair.
I don't know.
That's
Like,
true.
yeah,
Is it Matt Rule? Not Matt Rule. Who was the? Oh my God, the failure in
Patricia,
yeah, no, it
Matt
was
Patricia.
no, it was a failure in Chicago.
Oh, Matt Gay. No,
He no,
Matt Nagy.
Matt Nagy is now the quarterback coach for Kansas City as well.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, so maybe he's gonna come back and be the offensive coordinator. Any other things you want to say about the Chiefs and the Colts? I'm mad. That was one of my best bets. I had it in the
Nah.
bag with I was going like looking good 3-0, and then all
Yeah,
my
let's
teams
not talk about
literally.
best bets
Hey, you know what?
because the
Honestly,
Detroit Lions really messed me up.
sometimes you gotta call the spread, David. And if you would have called the spread, you would have got your best bet because that's the only best bet I got this week. But it's okay. No one's hitting their best bets. And if you are hitting your best bets, like I said, you are lying. There's no way you're hitting your
Yeah,
best bets this year. I'm sorry, it's not true.
at least right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Bills and Dolphins. Another game where a team didn't win, a team just lost, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like I said, they Sean McDermott outcoached himself and or outsmarted himself and didn't go for the obvious like call. And yeah, they did lose it, but I also will give Miami credit. They hung in there, and at a certain point, you can't just ignore them because they are a force and they are 3-0 still. So
I agree. Um,
um,
I think the punt, like the butt punt, actually won Miami the game.
you think so?
So think about this. All right, you're punting from the back of your end zone. The you're gonna give the Bills the ball back around the 50.
Yeah,
They're gonna have a minute left, and they have to score a touchdown. And they had to score a touchdown regardless, but or no, they only had to get a field goal. So they had to push the envelope if they got the ball back. So if they don't, if you think about it, they're gonna have great field position with a decent amount of time, and Josh Allen, I feel like works better when he's going for a touchdown rather than just going for a field goal. I don't know why. I just feel like they're going to go for that over the top shot, and maybe Miami's going to be worried about that, and it opens the field up a lot more compared to where Miami was just trying to hold a line, right? With a field goal, they were trying to hold that line, hold that line. It's a lot harder to hold an entire field than it is to hold a line. That's why we see a lot of teams struggle in the red zone. When that field gets shorter and you have to get a shorter distance, you don't perform as well. So
yeah.
personally, I think actually the butt punt saved Miami the game.
Hey, at this point, I'm not underestimating Miami. So we'll talk about them because they do play tonight, but I'm not estimating them or underestimating them.
No,
I am estimating them
do
just
you
exactly where they
do
are.
you want to talk about the Tua should not or should have played?
No. I think if to me, I trust doctors. If the doctor said that he was fine, and because it is an independent like doctor, it's not a team doctor that gets to clear those things. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, the NFL has been working to like he probably shouldn't have been in the game because again, you wobble a little bit, something's wrong. Something's wrong. That's not a regular thing that happens to people. So he shouldn't be in the game. But it's not a concussion. If it's not a concussion and he's good enough to get back in the game, hey, I'm not a doctor, so I can't make that decision. I trust the doctors. They are doing an investigation for it.
Yep.
Just be we'll have to see what
Well,
comes
it
out of
comes
that.
from
I don't think much will come with it, to be honest.
Jalen Waddle, 100% that guy. Like
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
that route on the end at the end of the game to get that 53-yarder to like ice the game for them pretty much to get them in zone for that touchdown was such a beautiful out and in route that you couldn't have called any better. Like he just
Oh,
like Tua hit the shot. I'll give that to Tua. He hit that ball, but Jalen Waddle's route running is getting up there. It is getting up there. Possibly, we'll see. If they win tonight, very, very much so. It's 11 games, so they're almost there.
they're on pace. Yeah.
They're on pace, but again, that end of the Dolphins. It's funny the way the game rolls because they could easily be 1-2, but they played well enough to be 3-0. So I mean, we never know what way the ball is going to bounce. Maybe it bounces differently tonight. And honestly, the Bengals are rocking the coolest uniforms we had in the NFL. So maybe they'll give them some hype.
The icy,
all icy. The field's all icy too. So
I love it.
Yeah, so those were our 3 games, the main games of the weekend. Best bets, like we talked about. I was 1-2 last week. You were 2-1. The beautiful Detroit Lions, they
Just
supported
when I
me.
start to trust them, they let me down.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, you did trust them. You did do right. I mean, it's just unfortunate that the Vikings come back and win that game.
Yeah,
That's what a lot of these games have lately been. People just crapping the bed.
Yeah.
And just
the
not
witching hour, as Scott Hansen likes to say.
Yes.
Our wins become losses.
Yes.
And losses become wins.
Going into best bets this week, what are your best bets that you have this week?
Well, once again, I guess I'm insane because I'm doing this again. Money line, all of them. I've got Dallas, I've got LA, and I've got Cleveland.
Which
all
LA?
Winning. Los Angeles Chargers.
Okay.
All winning.
So what's your best bet one more time? Because I actually didn't even remember myself, and I placed a bet for you.
Okay, so for my best bets, I've got Los Angeles Chargers, I've got the Dallas Cowboys, and I've got the Browns all winning outright.
All right. So for me, my best bets, we're going quick over this because honestly, we're sick of best bets, and I can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I hate best bets.
Have the money line. I have the over and unders. So I have the New York Giants for my best bets. I have the New York Giants at -3 over the Chicago Bears. I have the Los Angeles Chargers -4.5 over the Houston Texans, and I have the Detroit Lions over -4.5 over the Seattle Seahawks. All of our bets are brought to you by Bovada. They are a sportsbook of choice, and hopefully we can get a payout. If not, we got to stop doing these parlays because,
yeah,
or at least we're hitting on some of them, but we can't hit on all of them every week apparently.
Like single games. I mean, I've been hitting on all my personal bets. So
yeah, that's some bull. That's what that is.
Yeah.
I have a trivia question for you.
Okay.
When was the last time that the Jacksonville Jaguars and the New York Giants both started 2-1 in a season?
I'm gonna go 2008.
Close, because I believe that was one of the last times the Jaguars made the playoffs before they went off on that tangent. Under actually in year.
Whoa. 2005.
Yes, 2005 was the last time. Ironically, actually, here's a little nice tidbit on that, which is great news for both of us because we both made playoffs that year. The games were played on the same calendar date that year as this year. So the season started on September 11th and so on and so forth. And that was the last time both our teams started 2-1. So
it's looking good for us, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but could be. We could make the playoffs. You could make the wild card, and I could win the division. I don't think you guys are gonna be able to catch up to the beautiful Eagles. Yeah. So
we'll see.
Yeah. Going in. I have one more thing. No, I have one more thing. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, are we gonna go over the game?
The game tonight? Yes. Yeah. That's where we're gonna go to right now. So, how do you feel tonight goes? The Bengals versus the Dolphins. I believe the Bengals are favored. Let me check just to make sure.
They are.
They are favored because it is in Cincinnati. Favored at 3.5 points.
So not favored, just favored because it's in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Well, they're favored 5 points. 0.5 points. They're favored to win 0.5. So, what do you think going on tonight?
If Tua plays, which it looks like he will, I think that the Bengals will be 0-4. Or sorry, 1-4.
One
I
and
think
three. 1 and 3.
1-3, 1-3. I think the Dolphins when Tua plays, which I guess has been all year. I think the Dolphins are a team to be reckoned with, and I are not a team to be reckoned with, and I think that will they will pull this one out. I think they have a good defense. I Joe Burrow and that O line still hasn't really proved that they can hold up, and I think the Dolphins have a better defense than the Jets do, and and I think they have a better D line than the Jets do. So it might be a field day for the Dolphins D line. We'll see.
Yeah, it's I'm not betting on this game. Simple as that. I wouldn't. I'm not touching
Yeah,
this
I'm
game.
not either.
There is no like. I
Yeah,
have some single bets I'm running, and that's for like players to score a touchdown. But I'm not running anything on this game. This game is
same.
a trap game.
Yep.
The Bengals could easily win this game by 10. The Dolphins could easily win this game by 10.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a fun game to watch. I'll tell you that much. I'll be excited to watch it, but I just don't think that this is a game I'll get near. Joe Burrow has to get the ball out quick, and if
Yeah.
he doesn't, he's got to be able to run for his life, and that's just the Bengals' way now. Is
I
that
think it's gonna be both, to be
and we
honest.
talked about this. We don't think it's players. We think it's scheme. I
Yeah.
don't think it's the players. I think that it's the scheme. Something doesn't make sense. Like your offensive line should not be that bad.
Yeah.
Like they should not be letting
It
a
really
free
shouldn't
runner
be.
every single play.
Yeah.
Like my
They are an open highway right now, and it is sad to see.
like Lawrence and Micah Parsons are two phenomenal, great players. But when you give them a free run to Joe Burrow, he's probably gonna get sacked.
Yeah.
I
They
just
will you give them a free run, it will be a field day.
yes.
It will be nice.
Um,
It'll be a nice party for them for sure.
Eli Apple or Tyreek, who wins tonight?
Oh boy, I'm telling you right now, Eli Apple will have like 200 yards on his head.
So
Like,
who? Yeah. So who does Eli Apple cover? Because Jalen Waddle has been really the number one.
yeah, I mean, if he's not scared and if his coaches trust him, he's gonna be covering Tyreek.
Do the Bengals protect him by covering Jalen and not covering Tyreek?
We'll see. If like, here's the thing, I think they're, I think to be honest, the person who's gonna benefit from this the most is gonna be Chase Edmonds, because they are going to have someone watching both of them. They can't leave one of them uncovered or
Yep.
like not double teamed. So
Over
we'll
under
see.
is 48.5. Do we go over 48.5?
I'm gonna say over. Yeah,
All right, I'll make the bet right now. We'll do live betting today. All right, how much we risking over 49 points?
let's go. I don't know, $10.
$10? Damn, you better be sending me some money.
Yeah, I'll send you $5.
All right, so that is bet. That is done. All right, so Miami Dolphins, Cincinnati Bengals over 49 points. That's what, 25-25. Yeah, I think we can do that.
I think that should hit. I think
Yeah, if not,
they're both defenses aren't like
they're not
crazy
good,
good.
and it's gonna be a crazy game. I'm excited to watch it. I'm gonna try to edit this quick and get it out there so I can actually sit down and watch that game.
Sweet.
I have a philosophical question for you.
Yes, sir.
If you could upgrade one position on your team at this point of the season, what
Oh my
position
God.
would it be?
Don't even get me started. I would get rid of every single receiver on that team, and I would put in all new receivers.
So
We
receiving
need
core,
new receiver. Yeah.
that'd be your one position.
As of last week, if they perform well this week, I'm changing my mind completely, and I'm getting rid of all my O line and upgrading the O line.
So you're more worried about the offense, not necessarily the defense.
Yeah, I'd have no worries about the defense. Defense is great. They've
I think
helped teams.
your pass rush does need a little bit of work, but other than
To
that,
be honest, I'm not too worried about our pass rush. And but to be fair, the teams that do win Super Bowls end up having really good pass rushes. So
yeah. You guys didn't have a single sack against Cooper Rush.
yeah, that hurts. That hurts quite a bit. The Cowboys do have a good O line.
They do. I agree.
Yeah.
So yours would be definitely your wide receivers and then offensive line.
Yeah.
Mine, the Jaguars. Rashawn Jenkins, I guess, our safety, just
Yeah, I was gonna
because
say maybe defensive backs.
defensive backs were
Not
fine.
not all of them. Not all of them.
I
But
mean, Tyson Campbell and Griffin, those are our two like main ones.
Mhm.
Other than that, I would probably try to fix our safeties. Would be the number one focus. Cisco is newer; he's still young. He's like a second or third year, but Jenkins is getting beat too much. That's my one thing.
Yeah.
But that's where I would go. So if you could upgrade one position at your team at this point, what position would it be? I'm curious what you guys have to say about your teams.
Let us know the teams and what position.
And the player we
We
firing.
can talk. We'll talk about it on the next show.
Sure. Get rid of Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, get rid of him. Go on. Cut.
Free Saquon.
No. Leave him where he is.
Anything going into week 4 we need to know about?
No, I think we're good.
We covered everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Other than that, quick, easy show. Week 4 coming up. We're excited. Game tonight. I'm going to try to get this up before it. But other than that, for What's the Checkdown, I am Chandler. He is David. Episode 24, What's the Checkdown with Chandler and David. And until next week, guys. Peace.
Peace.